Greetings, YouTube. I know I'm a college professor, and yes, that should, I suppose, hypothetically dictate I've got some level of intelligence, though it's questionable what that debate even is, or if I can even prove the hypothesis. But I often learn more from you than you do from me. Like, the best part about running this YouTube channel for now almost 5 years is that I often come away from a video after reading the comments and hearing feedback on live streams, etc., thinking, man, they're really smart. I would never have thought about that. And this whole gifting event changes, it's pretty drastic. To go from not having a level cutoff to having level 40, I thought maybe level 25, maybe level 30. Wow. Level 40. That's an uncollected level expectation, you know? So, part of me is conflicted because I know everybody knows, or most, I shouldn't say everybody, but I would imagine the majority of people know why these changes occurred, right? Why there was discussion suddenly with unit hacks and exploits, and I cannot say this enough in every video I do about this. It's not really a hack. It's not really an exploit. It's the rules that Kabam set up for opening new accounts now. They put the incentives in place. They're just allowing summoners to have the motivation to grind. I thought of it as this wonderful thing at first because Kabam wants to grow the game, and it feels like there are a lot of people who are quitting the game. I don't think that's an exaggeration. And so if you want people to grind the game or you want people to play the game more, you give them an incentive to start a new account. And boy, did they ever. But that clashed with the expectation of how much that could change, especially main accounts if you're funding them with alt accounts for gifting. So now we have these new rules, right? We've got the level 40 plus, and they have to have created the account before November 20th, 2021. And they're also going to delay when they give out the rewards because they want to make sure there wasn't anything shady going on to both the solo and alliance gifting events. All right, whatever. Do you know how many people stepped back and said, oh, so now this is what I have to do to play in your sandbox? Challenge accepted. Because if they keep these rules in place, and we are to assume that there's no reason why they wouldn't, that just means from December 20th to January 3rd or some days around there of 2022, several summoners will have multiple alts that check all of those boxes. And I just have to say this. It's been my experience. Like, I get a lot of hateful comments on the channel. I get it. I'm not a handsome guy. I'm not good at the game. My voice is not the greatest voice of all time. I am the definition of white. Maybe sour cream, as one person said. But to me, that's what makes my channel special. If I can do it, so can you. But when people say, like, I love the comment, this video is the worst video ever. Why would anyone watch? I don't know. You watched it and commented. You tell me. I didn't force you to do it. But to me, when somebody comments that, they're actually telling you a certain level of jealousy. Because in their head, they're better looking than you. They sound better than you. They're sure as heck better at the game than you. So why don't I have a YouTube channel? Why does this guy? You tell me, man. Start it up. Good luck. Wish you the best of luck. So in the same way, when somebody looks at the gifting event and gets ticked off, it can often be because they're in some ways jealous. Because they aren't spending the crazy amount of hours that it takes to start this new account and grind all of those paths to get the units. And so I think it's just important to remember it's about supporting your fellow summoner in the end. As long as they're not breaking the terms of service, which no one in any way was doing with farming these units for the gifting event. And these rules, which sort of felt like the Wild West, especially when it came to the very top alliances that were competing for the number one spot, these lack of rules have mostly been in place for years and years and years. So it's not like we expected it to change this drastically, but Kabam had to adjust as they see fit. All I know is my message to you all is the same message that you sent to me that I learned from you. If you really want to have a great gifting experience, assuming the game's still around in a year, and you never know if that's a guarantee or not, start grinding now. Do a little bit in the gifting event this year, or don't, But when December of 2022 comes around, have all these boxes checked. You'll know, even if you start an account right now, it's going to be before November 20th of 2022. And you'll know that you have reached level 40 plus on one or multiple accounts. And once all those rules are in place, I guess the only thing you would need if you wanted to do all the events would be to form your own alliance. I don't know. Because it does say that players who have been members of an alliance for less than 14 days will be unable to contribute points towards or claim rewards from the alliance gifting event. So you can still do the solo event, but the alliance part of it, if you wanted those, you'd have to basically form your own alliance. Now, I have known people in the past, which you want to talk about dedication and a crazy amount of time, have had 29 alt accounts and formed a 30-member alliance with all of their accounts. Can you imagine keeping track of logins and emails? And I get a headache just thinking about that. But some people do it. I remember one guy in one of my first alliances that's like, hey, if you let me into your alliance, you have to let my 4 alt accounts in because I prefer to clear entire maps by myself and have a small window of time. And a lot of my alliance leaders were like, we should totally let him in. And I'm like, if this guy leaves, we have to replace 5 or 6 people. Are we really wanting to do that? Totally is what happened. I guess in that case, I put the prof in prophecy, which also makes me sound like I'm going straight to hell with Kamala Khan. Either way, if you are frustrated by these rules, and I'm not saying you don't have a right to be, this is the sandbox now, but there's a way you can play in it. And now we have a heads up of what this is most likely going to be for years to come, and assuming the game is still around, and again, that's an assumption, it's time to start on the 2022 gifting event now. So that's my message for you all if you're frustrated. It's time to start the gifting event now that the rules have been changed. And some of you are still fine, right? Some of you have told me that you've got alts that meet all of this. You've been level 40 for a while, and so this doesn't affect you unless you want to do the alliance thing, and then you're going to have to join an alliance in the next week or so. Because remember, it's 14 days before December 20th, which would logically mean you have to be in an alliance by January 5th or 6th. Or, excuse me, December 5th or 6th. Gosh, I'm tired. Yeah. 14 days before December 20th is December 5th/6th. That's what I'm trying to say with words. Very difficult when it's 2 a.m. and I should be attempting to sleep. Either way, that's my message to you. Start the gifting event now and be thankful that you did. In the meantime, let me know what you think of this future event in the comments below. And until next time, have a great day.